Hello everybody! Today we will talk about muscle tissue types. You know that muscle tissue is essential for movement of the body and also it changes the size and shape of internal organs by contracting and relaxing. There are three types of muscle tissue. Two types are striated, cardiac, and skeletal tissue, and the third one is smooth muscle tissue, not striated. A skeletal muscle cell or skeletal fiber is the same thing. As you see here, each cylindrical shaped are skeletal muscle cell or skeletal muscle fibers, and as you see here, cylindrical and very long, also multinucleated cells. Each one is skeletal muscle fiber or skeletal muscle cell, and each one has, as you see here, one more nucleus. So skeletal muscle cells or skeletal muscle fibers are multinucleated cells. Myofibril is the structural and functional subunit of muscle cell, and it includes myosin-containing thick filaments and actin-containing thin filaments. If you remember from high school, there are some bands and some lines. First of all, we see I band, isotropic area, and mainly contains thin filaments. These I bands or these thin bands attach to both sides of Z line. And dark staining anisotropic I band, anisotropic A band here contains mainly thick filaments, and between two Z line we call sarcomere, the smallest contractile unit. In this video, we see skeletal muscle, and epimysium is connective tissue that surrounds the entire muscle. And these circle things, these big circles, are muscle fiber bundles. And perimysium surrounds each bundles, each skeletal muscle skeletal fiber bundles. And every bundle contain several muscle fibers. As you see here, this is muscle fiber bundle, and every bundle has several myofibrils or fiber or cells. And endomysium surrounds each muscle fibers that contain multinucleus, long and cylindrical cell. Here we observe hematoxylin and eosin staining longitudinal sections of skeletal muscle cell, and as you see here, striations are clearly observing, and we can see that a fiber, these long things, a fiber, just a fiber, or just a cell, and this muscle cell, the skeletal muscle cell, has multinucleus in periphery. In another sections, myofiber or muscle cell, this is myofiber or muscle cell, this is another myofiber or muscle cells, and this also. And this myofiber with periphery located nucleus is seen. Also, we can see dark stain A bands and light stain I band. And also here, endomysium, that is a connective tissue and surround just one skeletal muscle fiber is observing. In this transverse section, we can understand that skeletal muscle nuclei locate periphery of cell, and also endomysium and blood vessel are observed here. So this is a muscle fiber, and this is another muscle fibers, and this is another muscle fiber. These are transverse sections, and nucleus are locating periphery of the cell. And this is another transverse sections. We see peripherally located nuclei and blood vessels can be seen. Here, transverse and longitudinal sections can be observed in the slide. This is myofiber, this is myofiber, this is myofiber, or this is myofiber. This is longitudinal sections of a myofiber. This is transverse sections a myofiber. And we see that multinucleus locate periphery of the myofiber, and multinucleus locate periphery of myofiber. In this slide, besides peripherally located multinucleus, dark staining A band, light staining I band, and Z lines are observing. In this electron microscopic photo, between two Z lines, we see sarcomer. Between two Z lines, we see sarcomer. Also, M bands and mitochondria are here. In another view of electron microscope, we see Z line, and between two sides of Z line, actin containing I band observing, and also we see myosin containing A band. M shows mitochondria, and H shows H line here. Another striated muscle type is cardiac muscle tissue. Cardiac muscle fibers or cardiac muscle cells are short, cylindrical shaped cells with centrally positioned single nucleus. Between cardiac muscle and skeletal muscles, there are two differences. One of them is nucleus position. In cardiac muscle, nucleus centrally located, but in skeletal muscle, multinucleus located peripherally, and cardiac muscles, each muscle cell has just one nucleus, but each skeletal muscle cells have one more nucleus. And also, the most important differences thing for cardiac muscle, intercalated discs. Each fibers are connected by intercalated discs or discus intercalaris. The intercalated discs represent highly specialized cell-to-cell adhesion junctions containing fascia adherens gap junctions, and desmosomes. In these longitudinal sections of cardiac muscle, long cylindrical shaped myofibrils with centrally located nucleus are observing, and between two myofibrils there is discus intercalaris to connect the fibrils for contracting and relaxing synchronous. Between myofibrils, connective tissue is seen. And another sections we observed again a centrally located nucleus and also discus intercalaris are seen. Transverse section of cardiac muscle is observing here. We can see clearly centrally located nucleus, and between muscle fibers we see connective tissue. In this slide, intercalated discs are observing clearly. And also centrally located nucleus and discus intercalaris between myofibrils are observing. In this two electron microscopic view, light staining area here, light staining area, I band, and dark staining area, A band, and Z line are observing here, and also discus intercalaris between the cardiac muscle cells, discus intercalaris between cardiac muscle cells are observing besides mitochondria. And the last muscle tissue type is smooth muscle. Smooth muscle are small, elongated fusiform cells with finely tapered shaped ends. Elongated fusiform cells with finely tapered ends. These cells occur as bundles or sheets. They have the only one nucleus that is centrally located. These muscle fibers are specialized for slow, prolonged contractions. Smooth muscle cells have thin and thick filaments and also cytoskeleton of desmin and vimentin intermediate filaments. And the most important things for smooth muscle cell, they don't form sarcomeres and they don't exhibit striations. As you see here, this is longitudinal sections of smooth muscle cell. We see fusiform shaped muscle fiber with centrally located nucleus. Here, fusiform shaped smooth muscle cells with centrally located single nucleus. And another view here, for example, fusiform shaped smooth muscle cell or fusiform shaped smooth muscle cell with centrally located nucleus, and there is no striations here. And another view, fusiform shaped fibers with centrally located nucleus, and also this is longitudinal and this is transverse sections here. And when we look at transverse sections again, nucleus are clearly located centrally. In electron microscopic view, fusiform shaped fusiform shaped cell with a single central located nucleus are very clear and there is no striations. And in our last slide, we see two electron microscopic view. In the left side, we see central located single nucleus in smooth muscle cell or fiber, some mitochondria, and between cells connective tissues are appeared. In the right slide, besides thin and thick filaments, mitochondria and sarcoplasmic reticulum and dense bodies, we can observe caveola, which represent invaginations of smooth muscle cell membrane, and caveola is analog to T-tubule in striated muscle, and here we can see clearly the caveola. Thank you for listening me. Have a nice day.